Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dream Again, where you finally say yes to all that is inside of you. If you are new to Dream Again, this is all about saying yes to taking risks, saying yes to getting out of your comfort zone, saying no to anything that holds you back, and saying, you know what, I feel something within me that's calling me to do something great. And this is your time in hearing these videos and watching these videos where you can say yes with me to the very destiny and purpose that you have. And so I just wanted to take you through, you guys. My name's Tishonna Hicks. I might have already said that. I wanted to take you guys through this 6-month journey with me, you guys, because it's been a while since I've posted consistently, and I just want to let you guys know what's been going on with my life. And you know what we're doing right now? We're filming in my new house. And you might say, okay, Tishonna, what's the big deal about that? Well, honey, let me tell you, it took 6 months to film in this house. So I told Simon, who's actually filming me right now, I said, you know what, we're not going to another location. We're not spending another dime on another location. We are going to film right here. So this series that I'm going to be talking to you guys about for the next few weeks is called Tishonna at Home. And this is going to take you through the 6-month journey and everything that I've learned so far in the process of getting into this home. But I know y'all are nosy, right? No, I'm kidding. But I want to fill you guys in on what's been going on. So in March of this year, we had to move out of our house. We knew that God was telling that it was time to move out of our neighborhood. We knew that God was telling us it was time to move out of our house. And it just so happened that we cleared out everything in our home to make room for new people that were moving into our house. So because of that, we put everything in storage. And because we put everything in storage, we moved into a hotel. Not a big deal, because we knew that we were going to stay at that hotel for about 3 weeks. Once again, was not a big deal, just because we had a home on the horizon for us. So we knew in about 3 to 4 weeks, we would be settling into our new house. Well, you guys, to make a long story short, a 3-week hotel stay ended up being a 3.5-month hotel stay, just because when we were ready to near the very end, the deal completely fell through. And so once again, what was supposed to be 3 weeks turned into 3.5 months. So you guys can imagine, can you all see the dollar signs right now just racking up? And not to mention, we'd had 4 storage units, all that money every single day going into this hotel. But it wasn't just the money, you guys. It was just the fact that, number one, we were out of a house. Some of you guys are in the luxury of going to your home every day. You get to set the atmosphere, you get to be cozy, you get to be comfy, you get to be with your family in a place that you treasure. And we didn't have that. And so there were moments, you guys, I'm just going to be real with you, where my husband and I stressed each other out. We're in one room together. He's getting on my nerves, I'm getting on his nerves. You guys, we wanted to call it quits, to be honest, so many times. We were both very stressed, and we both had very difficult moments adjusting. Not only that, but there was pressure to be on point for my children. You know, we want to make sure that they're happy every single day, that they don't feel the woes of this transition. So we wanted to make sure that they were happy every single day. And so you have the pressure of making sure that they're good and they're okay. Not only that, but I am a manager in corporate America. I need to make sure that I don't miss a beat when it comes to my job. Not only that, you know, you have to make sure, like nutritionals, right? You want to make sure that your child and your family's eating correctly. Well, there would be moments where a few times a week we would be going to Wendy's to get our dinner. And I hate to admit that, because I want my children and my husband to eat healthy, but sometimes that's just what it was. You know, and not only that, but there were some family situations that happened. There were other physical things, spiritual things, emotional things that really began to happen in that atmosphere as well. And some of it was very, very hard for us to deal with. Another thing too is, once we stayed about 3.5 months in a hotel, we decided, listen, we can't handle this anymore. We have to make sure that we have enough savings for a down payment in our new home. We have to make sure that we have enough saved up for closing costs. And it just seemed, you guys, like every single time we looked for a house, there would be multiple times that we would go to a house and reach the very end and something fell through. It was like God continued to close the door one after another. So because of that, like I said, we moved in with our aunt for 3 weeks. She lives in a smaller space, so we stayed for 3 weeks. She had family coming in, so we had to pack our bags once again and move back into a hotel for 3 weeks. After the 3 weeks is up, we finally find our home that we absolutely love. But it wasn't without work, because what was supposed to be 3 weeks, you guys, worth of renovations ended up being 2.5 months. Okay, so we weren't even able to get everything out of storage yet. And we were all sleeping in the living room for a very long period of time on an air mattress. Man, I'm being transparent. And finally, you guys, this week, it is mid-September. Every single thing is unpacked. Every single thing is clean. Every single room is prayed over. And I feel like, whew, everything is finally done. Can y'all please give a hand clap for me? Because we finally reached the end of this transition. And all in all, it took about 6 months. And I share this with you, and this is just kind of like the overall view. I'm not even letting you know the spiritual attacks that came along with those things, the tough decisions that came along with those things, some of the things that have come up against our family that came along with that transition. But one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys is after the door closed on our first home, when we thought that we were going to purchase it and we thought we were going to have it in 4 weeks, and God closed that door. And then when we continued to try and find another home and God kept closing the doors, it didn't take me very long to say, okay, you know what, God? This is a test. You're testing us right now. This is for a reason. This is for purpose. And I said, you know what, God, just like you are faithful to me, I am going to be faithful to you. I'm not going to do what I used to do. What I used to do is I used to go to temporary things to satisfy me, or I'd completely walk in an opposite direction and say, you know what, God, I'm not dealing with this. This is too hard. I'm not walking through this. There would be methods, coping mechanisms that I would use that were not healthy, that I would use and pursue and walk in that weren't healthy for me whenever times got hard. But I knew that I had to pass this test. I was for certain that it was for a reason. And I committed myself to saying, God, no matter how hard, no matter how difficult, I'm going to give you praise. No matter how hard, no matter how difficult, you are worthy. And I trust you with everything. I trust you with my life. You know best. You know more than me. So I decided in that moment, I was committed to passing this test and staying faithful to him. Now, you guys know when you do multiple choice tests, right? You always have like those 2 answers that are almost similar to each other. And you're like racking your brain like, oh my gosh, I know this answer. I know which one is right, but I'm frustrated. I'm stressed out. Which one is it? So you have to take a second. You have to breathe. And you have to think about all the notes that you read, and you finally choose the right answer. And it was the same thing for me. Did I have frustrating moments? Yeah. Did I have moments where I wanted to break down? Yeah. Did I have moments where I cried? Yes. Did I have moments where I wanted to scream? Yes. But at the end of the day, I circled the right answer, which was God. I said, God, no matter how difficult, I choose you. No matter how hard, I choose you. Because what happens is if I continue to fail these tests, what happens? I have to take them over and over and over again, and that wastes my time. So I said, God, I am passing this test with you, no matter how difficult, because I know that it's going to accelerate me. I know that it's going to take me to another level. And I'm at a season in my life, I feel it in my spirit, I feel it in my soul, that there is something magnificent that God wants to do within this generation. There is a shifting, there is a alignment that he wants us to begin to align with. There is a line that he doesn't want us to cross when it comes to compromising. There is a walk that he wants us to do and to walk in. There is a way that he wants us to partake in. And there is something that he's doing with people that stand before him that are willing to pass the test. There is something for us if we continue to walk this thing out. There is a prize that we are going to obtain. There is something blessed in the blessing that we are going to walk into and that we are going to have. And so I just want to encourage you, if you are walking in a season where you're like me and it's 6 months and you really don't know what's to your left, to your right, what's in front of you, what's behind you, you just are walking in on faith. You don't know the purpose or the reason why God is taking you through something. But I just want to encourage you, don't you walk away. Don't do anything crazy. Don't go the opposite direction, but commit to God and say, God, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you're going to do it, but God, I am committed to passing this test with you. And I stand before you right now, not knowing all the blessing that's in it for me, but I can tell you I feel something different inside of me. And I know that there is a raining and that there is a showering of something great that's going to happen in my life. And if you pass the test, and if you're committed to passing that test, he is going to do the same for you. So please join me next week as you begin to learn all the things that I've learned in this season of my life. And yeah, I'm so excited that you're joining me. I hope you guys have an awesome day today, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.